Dude, how you been?
Good, man.
Good. We haven't seen each other in a little bit, other than in the scenes, in and out of the scenes. Yeah. Been popping off?
No. I mean, I've been in the sequestered.
Ooh,
sequestered.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm like Cat. I'm reading 3,000 a day now.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm trying to get my words up. I'm sequestering myself.
Ooh, I appreciate that. Yeah. You're fatigued or exhausted?
Yes. I am just inundated.
I see.
With struggles.
That sounds like Cat. No, we were doing the math on that driving over here. That would have been what? 3,000 books. Was it a year?
Yeah, a year.
3,000 books a year would be over 10 books a day. So, I mean, I'm not saying he can't do it, but at least maybe it was like Aesop's Fables and Cat in the Hat and shit.
It was McDonald's menus, and he was reading them, turning the page, like, done with that book.
I read the back of 9 shampoo bottles. Oh, my God, dude. That was a fantastic interview, him and Shannon.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the best.
Just dispersing things left and right,
at the top of the year. Does. At the top
Gotta
of the
love
year,
that guy.
Man. Yeah. I say, and to come at everybody that he came at is so... I hope one day that we establish ourselves enough to just shit all over the people we came up with.
Me too.
I want to shit on everybody possible. You know?
It's Cat Williams.
I love all of you. But.
There's that The Degrees of Power. What is the book? The
48 Laws?
Or the 48 Laws of Power, right? Yeah. Cat Williams just takes a few of them and flips them because he's like, even if you think I'm under Steve Harvey, I'm just going to say some shit about him. He's like, he's got Lego hair.
Yeah. You can talk good. He's like, ooga the booga.
That was some fantastic stuff.
Bro, that was fucking ridiculous.
Very happy for him.
Yeah, and all of his success.
It's always good to see Cat. I saw an ad for him coming over here to Grand Rapids. I was excited.
Oh, again?
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully this boosts him again. Cat Williams is fantastic.
Always has been around forever, man.
Always has been a good one. Yeah.
Like, the whole time, he's really been on. Like, everything. If you see him on something, you know he's got a good scene in that thing. Whatever it is. Pimp named Slickback, the dude in jail. So that is a Slavic baby from the islands of Caucasus.
He's a Caucasus. No, yeah, his writing is supreme.
Yeah.
Top notch. And he was good all the way back to Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
Even before
Friday,
that.
Next Friday.
Yeah. Wild 'N Out was some good stuff too.
Yeah.
Big old belt buckle. Dope sneakers. I miss the old Cat, but the new Cat's fantastic. Drinking Hennessy Cat. And and saying he's disappointed in Shannon Sharp's allegiances.
His unnatural allegiance.
His unnatural allegiance to losers.
The unloved and the unnatural.
Oh man. Oh shit, dude. Things have been good in the comedy scene for you?
Oh man, yeah. I've been booking shows again, getting back out there. I say that's really the main thing. Last year I think it was the laziest year for comedy.
Yeah.
Because life needed more attention. And I did a little less coke, and now I'm back fully on the coke.
Good. Full steam ahead.
Yeah, just fully on the coke on the again. I'm like, dude. I'm ready.
I'm happy for you.
I'm ready to really knock it out of the park this year.
Good for you.
At least the coke.
If not, you're going to move a lot, and you're going to feel like you're getting a lot done.
I'm going to be, 10 notebooks started, 4 finished.
Heck yeah. That's what they say about, like, Adderall. The same thing is like, man, you may not get a lot done, but you feel like you did a lot. I'll play like 4 hours of games on Adderall, and I'll feel like I just conquered the world.
I'm gonna write so much, and then just play fucking Rocket League for 6 hours.
For me, it's my weird ass dinosaur game. Yep. Get all locked in. But yeah, man, there's some fun shows coming up. You and I are both on one this Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday, Ionia Theater. That's gonna be a dope show.
They say that theater could pack out 700. He said if they filled it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know tickets-wise, we're at like over 300 already, so that's going to be a fun one.
That's going to be a nice show, man.
Yeah.
Got to show out for that one.
Yep. The guy that produces that show, him and I have one of the weirdest pasts because we've connected in a bunch of different ways. We've worked together where we both applied to a different job and then worked at that same job. We used to do MMA together, and he produced and he's fought at shows at the place, like at the Armory in Ionia.
Yeah.
And he's producing a show at the theater. He's a very unique man, Drew Gardner. I appreciate you, buddy. He's also helped me get in and call some of the MMA fights here in Michigan.
This alternate universe, Joe Elder.
Yeah. I love Drew.
Drew Gardner. He's been dope. Like I've met him once at Out of Sight. And I was already like, yeah, I like this dude.
He's got like the Ragnar Lothbrok beard and flame button-up shirts.
Kind of looks like my man's from The Disturbed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lead singer.
Hot version.
Himself.
Hell yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of good shows coming up. On top of that, man, the scene has been alive with a lot of open mics, a lot of people running shows.
With the sounds of laughter, the hills are alive, man. I would say like the one thing that is weird now, we lost our Friday spots. We don't have a Friday spot right now. But every other night we got 2 shows. Tuesdays down. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. Ambrosia's every Saturday now.
Ambrosia's a great spot.
Room.
James Brown Jr., Ambrosia Theater. You guys need to check that spot out as well. He posts on Facebook for his tickets, but he also, that's a good little spot. He mixes it up.
Yeah.
And dude, it's nice to have a couple theater spots here in Grand Rapids. 8 years ago, it would have been a couple mics, maybe a showcase if you got one. Now Grins is running powerful. We got open mics every night.
I say what at the
Showcases.
A random show at a random motel across the street from the Grand Rapids Inn, our local like fucking prostitute hotel.
Yes,
our hooker hotel.
Hooker hotel. Yeah,
and bed bugs and hookers.
Yeah.
Across the street is comedy, so it's like.
So you got everything you need in one little spot.
Bro.
Yep, I think there's a Walgreens within a mile of there too, so you can get penicillin if you need it. Maybe get some gauze.
There's a Chinese
wraps.
restaurant across the street that definitely has penicillin. Like
Yeah,
they have
for
it
sure.
in there. It's in the back.
And they have a little boy who's doing math and his homework at the table who's going to ring you out.
And no Asians anywhere.
Now that they're
the
closed, I can shout out to the Great Wall China Buffet.
Great Wall closed?
Yeah, they closed off of Leonard Street. They had a little kid that always checked you out because he was probably like 9 years old.
He's like, we can't afford to bring you in nobody else.
Well, he was probably the owner's son. Just
getting it done.
He was already doing his homework. He was just knocking it out on the side.
Whenever it's the kids running it, that place is going down. San Jose, when you go there, they get the 14, but the food's delicious.
Yeah, but the step right before you close in certain places, is definitely bringing your kids into work and saying it's like we're just a family business now.
So, hire an employee. Your kids are 13.
Yeah.
They can't make this taco with the love and care. They don't give a shit at all.
So you just keep making your son or daughter work about 3-4 hours. Nothing, no big deal. It's a little extra. It's Bob's Burgersy.
Yeah.
But
I want to meet a Tina kid, man. I think my kid's gonna be the Tina kid.
Yeah. Yeah. They might be.
My kid might be the Tina kid, man.
Yeah.
Your ass is grass and I'm gonna mow it. I can see that in her. I can see that in their face every day.
I think your kid is also going to be a little bit more assertive than Tina. Tina a bit more nervous.
Yeah.
You know?
I think she was real nervous. She's definitely out of that now.
Yeah.
Like now I'll be like, hey, you dope. And she'll be like, I know.
You don't need to tell me anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me anymore. It's established. It's a fact. Like I walk
My confidence is high. You've done your job.
And say, oh, shut up, old man.
That's good. That's a good feeling, though.
Yeah. That's what you want for him.
You're doing great. She's on her way.
She already made it clear. She's coming to usurp the throne.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Man, you and her get into anime big time, right?
Oh, yeah. I mostly got into it because of like her. The one reason I'm still able to be into it is because she's around,
There's a show that you guys watch that's like... It's like 100 seasons or some shit, dude.
Yeah,
what is
that she watched.
Yeah.
That she watched.
That's insane.
I'm not watching. She watched all of it in one summer.
Champ status.
During COVID.
Yeah.
That COVID
what?
year.
I mean, come on,
yeah,
knock
nothing
it
was
out.
happening. She was just like, because I listened to the Kendrick album and watched something without her. And she's like, oh, you did that without me. Okay, cool. You know that one show? I'm going to watch all of it. It's like, you're not going to watch all of it. She's like, you think so? She's like, you don't understand something. Right now, I ain't got no friends, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't got no friends.
I'm a dedicated
She's
individual.
like, I got time. He's like, oh, you got a job? Don't you got a job you got to go to? You got to do a show. You got to do comedy. He's like, you got to go do that. And I came home one day after like 2 months, and she had watched 1,058 episodes.
Look at her go.
Of this show just to rub it in my face.
She's a Cat Williams anime.
And she'll be like, did you learn anything? And she's like, I don't think we'll run into that again, right? Like, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Petty.
Heck yeah.
Levels of petty.
Yeah, but that's what it's about sometimes. That's how you usurp the throne.
Nah.
The only way.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yep, exactly.
She can't come at me straight. Square up.
Oh, man. You were talking about doing comedy across from the old Hooker Hotel there.
Yeah.
What do you... don't have to name locations. We can just describe them. But what do you think is the worst place you've done stand-up?
The absolute worst?
Yeah. And if you want to, you can name names. I mean, I don't care. But we can trade off, whether it be worst locale or just
this is going to be easy.
I've
been banned at this place for years.
Don't do it. Do it. No, I'm
so
just...
you still have a natural allegiance to
I do.
Right?
Yeah, I have an unnatural allegiance there.
Man. Well, there's this guy of a certain age who runs a show around town. It's very popular. He gives cancer or something like that. But like gives back.
He gives it?
He gives back to
Oh,
cancer.
okay, good.
He gives back to
Thank you
cancer.
for clarifying.
Yeah, he likes to give cancer to whoever listens to him. But like he used to have his show across the street from the Grand Rapids Inn at this little Hooker motel. Across the street from the Hooker and Bedbugs motel. And next to the Chinese spot we mentioned. Where they just did comedy and no one was there. No one was there. He had been kicked out of his real hotel. He used to have a real hotel. He used to be in the basement of there, and now he's at this stripper, this C-section strip motel.
Oh, God.
And
C-section.
they say the seats were empty. They were tore up.
Yep.
Drinks were bad. And I've done comedy in some weird places, but I like the other one. We went to somebody's house.
You and I both were at that one. Dude.
That was here.
Okay. That is one of the craziest shows I think I've ever been on as well. The house show in Holland. We get an invite from these two guys contact us. It was like a set of us comedians. Like I think I can't remember how many of us.
We had me, you, Kean, Kate, Hunter.
Kean, Kate, Hunter.
Shit, I don't remember who else.
I thought Seth may have been there as well. I can't remember who all was there. But this show...
And we're drinking Hennessy, honey Hennessy.
First of all, they say it's going to be a house party. It's going to be on a Friday night so we can get the most amount of people there. And we'll pay you guys when we get like people and tickets at the show, at the door. And we're all like, okay, number one, not our first ballpark, so we know this is sketch. But we're like, fuck it, we're going to go do a fun show. We show up to this place. It is in the most dimly lit street ever. There's no cars parked on the sides, so it's just nothing. It's wide open. And we go to walk to the front, and it has a sign on the door that says, can't open door, you use back. We go around the back. It's a porch with
covered in ice.
It's a porch covered in ice with like no steps up into the porch. It's like a walkout porch.
I've never been challenged so much to tell a joke.
All eight of us climb into the porch and climb into the back of this house. And get in through the sliding door, dude.
To see the front door where they have beds pushed in front of it, like they were getting sieged earlier or some shit.
Like it was a hold off of the fucking police.
It was like full trap house vibes.
Yep.
And to the right, there's like the Japanese. Do you change clothes behind the changing fan?
Like the old wall, right? The old cover wall.
And it's in there, and no Asians to be seen. Just two white dudes who are like, "Hey, you guys could do the show in the living room. We're gonna be upstairs jamming. We're gonna be playing on our band upstairs." Like, what? It's your show that you invited us to at the house. And like, yeah, we're not watching that shit. We're gonna be upstairs hitting these drums. Y'all tell y'all jokes in here. We're like, well, where's the crowd? They'll be here.
Yeah, they'll be here. Don't worry about it. So these three dudes. So first of all, when we walk in there too, we get a lay of the first floor of the house. Nobody comes to say anything to us for like 2-3 minutes. 8 of us are walking around, wandering in the house, and the guy comes from down the stairs. And this is like this house is definitely trap house vibes. It's got like old 90s linoleum, the one that has like the old brown squarey linoleums,
tearing off
and
the
it has
edges.
like kind of shag carpet steps. Dude comes down the steps and it says, just like you said, he goes, yeah, we're going to be playing upstairs for a little bit. Crowd's going to be here, guys. You know, hang tight. He goes upstairs and we just wait for another 15 minutes.
And all we hear is
just hear fucking banging on the drums and rocking upstairs. The 3 guys that invited us, 2 of the 3 are up there rocking. So we were like, all right. Mike set up with a stand. We wait for another like 15 minutes and then we're like, fuck it, let's do the show. So 8 of us comics
to each other
perform for us 8 comics in a house show in Holland to no crowd with the 2 guys that organized it upstairs jamming.
And then after that, what should have been a shameful moment. We take our honey Hennessy and climb back over the wall.
Yes, we did.
And get back into our cars and call it a good night of comedy.
And we left and said, you know what that was? That was a fucking win, baby.
That was a fun night.
What a dub. Dude, if I recall too, the house had like a slant. Right there, it was like because there was.
I don't know. I was pretty drunk, so everything kind of did.
There you go. Everything
was pretty gone.
The way the stand was set up, the house slanted down on an edge because it was like the foundation had tilted too. So and it had these checkerboard floorboards. It was like all the black and white checkers for the linoleum that was underneath where you performed. And dude, it was just a trippy.
No, yeah, it was like
spot.
It was a real Syria-esque like vibe when you got there,
like Buffalo Bill shit.
Yeah.
Can you help me? That goofball. You know, he was also the voice on Joyride, which is a good video, good flick with Paul Walker and Steve Zahn.
Yeah.
And that chick who's just she has a like Helen Hunt looking face, but that's not who it is as an actress. She's got a Helen Hunt.
What's
looking
crazy
vibe.
is I don't remember what Helen Hunt looks like, but just hearing her name gave me like a real frumpy.
If you can, Kyle, bring up the face of the woman that was on Joyride, and I say Helen Hunt vibe, I think people will get what I'm trying to say. You
can feel it.
Yeah, you get it, like you're saying.
Helen
It's
Hunt.
a vibe.
It's a real cunty name.
Yeah, it's just kind of I'm going to college, you know.
Real books to the chest walker.
Books to the chest walker.
It's like,
Yeah, I'm going to class. I don't have time for this. I don't eat Quiznos. I'm going to class.
I had a salad today.
Yeah, salad gal.
She's gone really far in her life, but like she has no friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Well, like, yeah, she's succeeding, doing her thing.
Yeah.
You know, without anybody else. Let's see. That's Helen Hunt, right? Yeah. Okay, and then what's the lady from Joyride? There you go. Look at the downright.
Never mind. I take it back. That's a cunt. That's
That's
a bitch, bro.
Lily
She hates
Sobieski. She's the gal that he's picking up. Like he's picking her up from college in his little car, and they get the CB radio, and they start teasing a guy on the CB who's a semi truck driver. And said driver gets angry because they prank him, and he very much hurts a person, and then he starts hunting them down.
Oh yeah, that's when he's like got the semi truck like behind him.
He's chasing them through cornfields and shit, and he's like got his lights off and turning them on, and just I need your frying candy cane. Just a creep, dude.
And then he made a second one.
Great, yeah, hell yeah. And then he was like an officer or a cop in a movie too, and it just didn't fit right because it was like the same actor. It was like Buffalo Bill is a cop. It didn't make sense. He had a little mustache, and it was like
throwing
no
girls
way.
and holes in your place. Kyle, can I bum one more?
You already smoked two?
Look at
this. I smoke spirits normally. So.
Yeah, that's true. Nice catch. God, the spirits. I miss those.
Yeah, the greatest revenge Daneta's ever got on us, bro.
Yeah, American spirits, man. Good smokes apparently. From
great smokes. New Trail of Tears.
A lot of my pals smoke them spirits.
Side note: the first time that I ever met Dev was when I did my podcast, and then after Dev left, I looked at my guy that I had switching for me, and I was like, "Dude, I think he smoked the most cigarettes ever."
Heck
in
yeah!
a podcast.
It's a Camus amount of cigarettes. There's nothing wrong
But that
with
was
that.
a couple years ago. So.
No, yeah, and my lungs still healthy as an ox, baby.
Heck yeah!
The cancer is malignant, but
yeah. But you can run an 800 pretty goddamn good. Lights the
I
cig.
can run a 40 by 40.
I tell you what, bro, I run an 800 about 230.
I don't know.
We had a time. People, the hubris is huge. Like I remember, I've had people really exaggerate how much they can exercise.
Yeah.
And what size animal they think they can kill. It's a very interesting thing to ask people this. You know what I mean? Where it's like, how long do you think it'd take you to run a mile? Sensible people would be like, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes, like decent shape people. And then there are other people who will be like, 5:30. They just think they know, you know, and it's not being ignorant. They know that they think they can do.
They have no evidence.
Yeah.
What is hilarious is the people who pull that off, like the people who
They
just
do
like
it.
they just do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah,
Dude. Bert Kreischer can be like that sometimes.
really?
As like as a guy where you hear him talk so much shit, And then every now and then he'll do something you're like, oh my God, like Bert Kreischer can throw a javelin 80 yards.
Well, fucking, he
You know,
was.
like,
he was a football. He was an
Daniel
athlete.
Tosh was that way. Tosh Point well edited. That guy did some just freakishly dope shit.
Yeah. Well, but you see, his thing was always like, he's so cocky as a person, but he always backs it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's an annoying, it makes you annoying.
Well, he's also awkward.
It's a gift from
he's
God.
goofy. He walks around like Roger from American Dad.
Remember when he first got a six pack? He was just like, I'm gonna go back to Flabby. I know this is no good for comedy. He's like, I'm sorry that I'm a god up here.
Crushing it. Good for him. God,
now that's the wave. Matt Rife really changed everything around. Kevin Hart got in shape. Matt Rife got in shape. And so now you got to be.
I mean, Stavros is kind of proving that opposite.
Stavros is we always
Stavros
allow,
is doing a good job.
We always
Big,
allow
fat
an anomaly.
Greek guy.
All right, we always allow an anomaly. That's never gonna not be the case.
Yeah,
but I will say people are getting more in shape in general.
That's true. Well, it's becoming comedy is becoming a bigger wave than it used to be. Where when it was like Comedy Central Presents, that was a big deal. Yeah. To get your special on HBO was like something only 3 comics in the whole country got.
Yeah, and
now. It's a good thing that you get a more diverse amount of specials and people out there, but that spread it out where like the whole rung of everything is up. There are people that know, like average people know 5 to 10 comedians now, which is strange. That's not what it used to be.
No, you had the bigs. There are no bigs now. Like the bigs are still the same old bigs. We don't have like a new set of people. We're just like, that's the GOAT going up. You know what I mean? Like when you saw Chappelle, even with Kevin Hart, you like that guy's gonna rise pretty far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you like whatever you think of the comedy, you like that guy was gonna rise. There are people when you watched them, prior was like a GOAT. But now who are like the people we're looking at where we go GOAT? Like we still talk about Louis, Chappelle.
Yeah, it still is the old guard right now, probably. I would say. I think there are some people that are not underneath them in a bad way, other than they're just working on it and putting their way up. But I really like what Shane Gillis does. I like Shane Gillis' style. Yeah. It's kind of an old school way of, it's a return to it, but he's just kind of an everyman and he's got it. Normand, I like these, but they're different. Everyone's different in their own way. This is what I like about comedy right now is that it's broken down in so many chunks that you don't have to have this like national appeal. Yep. Well, you're not going to get GOAT status without it. Granted, like you're not going to get that size.
You can.
Maybe Bill Burr, but Bill Burr is still kind of the old group.
Guard, yeah.
But I think because comedy is segmented out like that, you can get kind of an a la carte of what you really like. Like a guy like Stephen Wright, who was around in the early 2000s. You remember deadpan Stephen Wright with a hat and
the one-liners, Hedberg and Dimitri style.
He could garnish, like Joe Pera is an example of him now. Like Joe Pera is the guy that does like he's real soft-spoken Canadian guy. Like the guy sells out all over the country, right? Because he has a niche audience. He's not a national guy, but people who like this deadpan style specifically, or they like alternative comedy, or they like mainstream. Now these avenues are wide open, so people can be a nationally touring comic, being a comic book guy like Brian Posehn.
Posehn has a huge following.
And he's dope. Yeah, or like Patton Oswalt is very much himself and didn't have to like be on the Tonight Show to get the status.
We're not all vying to be another thing anymore. We're all like, this is what I think is funny.
Yep.
Right? But like, there's still going to be somebody, and even still, there was diversity. It was just curated diversity. It was like whoever the company was that put that forward was gonna be those guys. But like now it's like you choose who you like. You find them on YouTube. You see them everywhere. But there's still gonna be a guy who comes off that supersedes all of that. There's always a guy in the era that comes up and you just like, damn, that guy is he's on the money. He knows it all.
Yeah.
And it's like Chappelle was that for his gen. Louis for his like right around. Louis had probably Louis would have been that guy for longer if not for certain activities.
Yep.
Extracurriculars.
Well, and if you look at it now, where like Louis does it his own way, where he sells his specials through his own website as a direct sale, and he's not going to be going through it the way he did, but the guy still sells out Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. There are comedians doing shows in front of 20,000 plus people now. So like,
that's absurd.
This is, and
who started
to me,
that? Was it Kevin?
It could have been, but I mean, Dane Cook did an arena show way back when, but I don't think he was the first either. You'd have to look because I'm sure somebody's done it maybe before that. But we're talking about people that we barely know that can do it now.
Yeah.
And that's no offense to them saying barely know. It's just saying like, dude, it's gotten further, wider, deeper, longer. It's everything. It's expanded everywhere at once,
girthier,
which is cool because it gives everybody a spot to be in. I think that you raise a really good point though about like there is no person in the current era that is like really superseded everything and jumped
just
ahead.
Like that guy is the guy.
But
he is comedy right now.
But that's always a fun chop up because you know even Chappelle before Chappelle's show was known as a top guy but didn't hold it or have it.
Sketch blew him up.
Yeah,
hit him with the Nation.
And then he created a grand mystique by disappearing. Remember, he would pop into like a comedy club abruptly, and word would get out that he was doing it, and it just flood that place and just pack it all out. And then he started being. Yeah. I was worried he could never come back because at the time I didn't know how the internet was going to pan out. I thought, dude, this guy's doomed. He can't go anywhere anymore.
He pissed off the company. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't go against the fucking masters, but you can now.
Yeah, you can do it your own. Do it your own way. Music and comedy have both been freed up big time from it. More music because the control. Comedy was a one-way street, but music with all of the record labels.
Yeah.
The way they applied pressure onto artists. Like, it's really cool how people popped out of that. Some people have got out of that.
Yep. Chance up until the Hot Shower song.
Yeah. You always hate on Hot Shower.
I hate Hot Shower. That whole era.
Absolutely love it.
Thank you, Chance. Now, though.
Thank you, Chance,
came
for
back
Hot
and got
Shower.
in his spiritual bag, his soul bag. I like that. But that
I love Chance.
Hot hot shot. That was garbage. I was God damn, this is trash. What happened?
It was something that I thought was a great little tune when I was working as a cook for Fulton Street Pub. And I thought Hot Shower just felt like it was good. He even talks about Grease.
You're already allowing so much horrible shit to happen to you while you're working in the kitchen.
It was something that brought me a little dose of happiness. You know?
Listen, I used to listen to Lil Pump and
I'm sorry.
YBN at the job. So I get it. You can allow anything to happen when you're working. You're running dragon sauce and sushi rolls to tables.
Absolutely. I thought I didn't know I was depressed back in the day until I'd listened to a lot of Pink Floyd. That was a way I would know. It's like, have you listened to Comfort?
Well, you start seeking answers from the stars.
Yeah. Have you listened to Great Gig in the Sky more than 3 times this week? You are depressed. Have you been sitting down in the shower? Go talk to your therapist. It was just a sign. It's a warning sign now. I love Pink Floyd, but a little bit too much of it, and then I know I'm over the edge.
That was that Yachty album for a while.
Yeah,
it was that album for a good minute.
You and I were on that for a bit too. That was good stuff.
Yeah, that was a depressing period of time.
Yeah, but I listened to the album and I don't feel depressed though.
And now I'm not gonna like the album. Yeah,
on the way out, during it was a reprieve. Last year was a good year, but a rough year.
But a rough year.
Yeah,
man.
but man, hey, that's how it goes sometimes.
It's a come down for the come up. They say.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
And there's a place for everybody, as we said. We're all being happy this time. No. It is cool. I think that there's a lot of opportunity in Michigan comedy right now. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of angles. We got the festivals. We got people starting festivals. We got people starting shows. Kalamazoo is coming back.
Kalamazoo, man, thank you for that too. I love for real. Kalamazoo comedy's always been fun.
Well, it was always a place. It was always a place.
They used to do.
And my family's out in Kalamazoo, so that was always nice. They came out a few times. Yeah. When Louis was a thing.
Louis, that's what I was gonna say.
When Louis I was rocking the do-rag in public.
Oh, that was the one with the big bowl?
Yeah. Louis was a trophy house, so it had big buck horns. It had a buffalo in there. It had wolves.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It had everything conducive to comedy.
Yep. They had a side room, and you would walk through the first room with everybody that were the regulars that were kind of racist, and they didn't like us being there, but boy, was that side room fun.
Yeah, and only slightly less racist. But
just a little.
Just a little.
But the crowd was great.
Cody was still there.
Yeah, we have people smoking weed out of pop bottles and shit. It was crazy. It was a 2010s. You don't even know what was happening. It was pre-pandemic.
Damn, Joe, we've been doing this game. We've been in this comedy game for a minute now.
It's been
and it still feels like longer to go, bro.
Yeah. Oh, it's a blast to do it though. It's an absolute blast to do it, man.
A guy named Matthew booked us to play a show there.
At Louis?
Yeah,
Louis is a great spot. I mean, I know we're joking around, obviously,
that
about
was
the
a fun
clientele.
spot, man.
It was a cool spot, and with the side room, with the stage and the buffalo and stuff.
Did they pay you guys good when you performed there?
It was a mic.
At this time,
a mic.
and when we started at that time, yeah, it was an open mic. But there weren't enough shows in Grand Rapids where we were driving all the way down to Kalamazoo just to get the time.
Muskegon.
Which is still, it's a great way to build the connections. But now almost all those scenes have enough of their shows where they have a little nucleus of comics in each group.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool. It's a big build up.
And we're like the middle ground. We're like everybody comes through us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we're also really good for drug flow.
Everybody comes through us.
We're between
It's like-
Chicago and and Detroit. It's the exact same way that
a lot of people left Detroit and came here, so I know the drug trade's booming.
Yeah, doing all right.
Yeah.
Doing all right here in GR. Doing okay.
Yeah, I think it's Gunru when drugs are involved.
Yeah.
That's still the funniest name. I'm like, this is the furniture. It was the furniture capital of America,
Yeah.
and they had the nerve to call themselves Gunru.
Yeah. We're we're the sitting place, not the shooting place.
Well, now it's craft beers.
Now it's craft beer. Yeah, craft beer and cool chairs. That's all right though. Hey, I like Grand Rapids. I like craft beer.
Now we got our prize, so that works out.
Yeah, our prize is something.
I
That's the thing.
don't respect it like I respect beer, but
You know what I do like here is the little winter art setups that they do, like the one they got right now with the lights that go down the bridge. They do those like art installations every year. Let a bunch of hippies
the
go down there
jellyfish
and just
and-
do some acid fueled dream, and it's fun. It's a good place to bring the gal for free. You know.
It is. I say, and it's a good place to do shrooms for free. You know.
Yeah, you could do drugs there. You could not do drugs there, but
Yes,
you
you
could
could.
do
There's a
drugs there
bridge.
with your lady, or not. But it's fun. It's a fun spot with nice lights.
I say they had a jellyfish last year, and they had bottles hanging from it, and all of the bottles had like a little message on them, like 35,000 gallons of plastic, whatever, in the water. I'm just like, I don't care. This is a really dope jellyfish.
I know.
Like this is
Waving
nice.
your hands around, I'm like, God, it's beautiful.
And how many jellyfish do I have to kill? How many
Yeah.
bottles do I have to throw away to keep this going?
Yeah.
Like this installation.
How many more bottles do we have to put in here to make a few more
Like,
jellyfish?
this installation wouldn't have happened if I didn't pollute.
There was an installation, I think it was last year or the year before, where it looked like kind of like little tulip horns, almost like flowers, and you could step on them and they would make noise. And it was like, it made like jazzy noise, like trumpets and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah,
saw a
yeah.
homeless guy dancing on it. It was fantastic.
He's killing it like Dance
It
Revolution.
wasn't the greatest, but he was trying, and that was cool. It was
Also-
really fun to see him try. You know, he believed in himself, and I think that's cool. I was happy for him.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna
You-
bring this up. I'm gonna bring this up
I think I know you're going to
because
go ahead.
you understand. You lived in the building for a while, right?
You and I lived
You're
together in
familiar
the
with
same
our
building.
unhoused problem.
I am very familiar with the
I don't like
unhoused
saying the term
situation.
unhoused first off because I think it's rude. Because like if they're my neighbors, I see them all day. I've talked
Yeah.
to them, have full on conversation. I've even asked them, I'm like, you prefer the term unhoused or homeless? He's like, nigga, do you have $1?
He's
So-
like, I don't give a
I
shit.
don't give a shit what y'all decide
Give me
to
the
call
money
me.
or not.
But my sister's door has locked, the driver's side door, so we can't get in or out of that door anymore.
Okay.
Right, because we're doing well. And they say, so you have to climb in through the side door, out the side door. I do this at the gas station, and the homeless dude is laughing at me. Now, this is the first time in my life I'm like, nigga, you homeless. You don't just get, you have to laugh at me.
He's laughing at you.
You get to tee at me.
Is he
and I'm
sitting
like,
against the air vacs? There's a little vacuum cleaner spot right there at the gas
no,
station.
he's sitting
You sit
against the
out there.
door. He didn't even ask me for $1.
Oh, he's leaning against the
He
door.
felt like my times were hard enough that he didn't even ask me for change. He just laughed. I'm like, nigga, I hate.
He looked at you and,
I hate
nah,
that you
you're
get to
good.
just do this right now. I was like, no, I got $1. You need it. What you need?
Yeah.
It was reverse psychology. They got me, man.
Man, I had a time at that gas station. This is off of Wealthy Street and Division. I don't care who knows it. So it's off Wealthy Street and Division. This gas. Now, no, granted, here's the thing. Before I say anything, they have really improved the place in a year's time.
Yeah, they got rid of the.
That was a
They got
different.
rid of the armed guard.
It was a different place than it used to be. That armed guard was picking more fights with anybody than I had ever seen in my
Well, he had-
life. By
he
the
had
way,
a fucking
he was
AR-15.
going to use that too.
He had to use
I
it.
never felt more uncomfortable than when the armed guard was there. He's made everything worse. But dude, I went in there one time, and this is when we first were living over there. Around the corner in the summertime is a little bit of a hangout spot for people who got a tiny bit of a crack problem. And they all group
That spot
up.
has grown exponentially.
They congregated over there. They kind of hung out over there, just lying around and shit. And there's this guy, this dirty blonde-haired guy that I always seen down there.
Yeah,
he's tall.
yeah.
He's
the most persistent one.
I will say he taught me something about human beings, because I always thought that people who have houses like us need to see the humanity in the unhoused, but I didn't realize that they don't see the humanity in us. That guy never would remember who I was, and he'd talk to me every 24 hours. I'd see him every day, and every single day he'd forget who I was and run he'd run like his 9 different spiels on me. You know, he had like 4 or 5 of them. Like, I'm trying to get to Grand Rapids. My girl's pregnant. Da 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 da. He had that one. Then he has my mom's at Mary Hospital right down the road. I need $1 to get. And it was like, dude, if you could say my name, I'll give you $1 every time. How about we that? And he doesn't think I'm a person.
When you don't give him the validation of the story, where you just like, I'm good. I don't have $1. He's like, okay, you got a cig.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He audibles. He audibles back to the cig.
I don't got to say. He's like, there's an ATM over here. Like, bro,
so
how
this
are
guy,
you this persistent at everything but getting right?
I know that exactly. Yeah, he's very determined, man. This guy fooled me into getting a lighter. I think I've told you this story.
Yeah.
But I had my 01 Mitsubishi Lancer, R.I.P. Sweet Lance, Rip the goat, and I was parked at that gas station, and I'm parked where the gas is on the left, so I'm pumping him on this side. I get into my car, I'm getting ready to drive away. He comes up to the passenger side, right? And he's got a box of Marlboros. And he goes, hey, do you got a lighter? And I thought, this is the first time he's ever not asked me for $1 or for a cigarette. And I thought, you know what? Today's the day I'll be kind. So I hand the lighter over to him. He grabs the lighter. He goes, hey, thanks. And I shit you not, he pulls from inside of the Marlboro a fucking little cracker pipe, dude. And he looks me dead in the eyes and starts to light it and sink down past my passenger seat and tries lighting. He's squatting on the other side. He's squatted down. No, for real. Like, you do it right now. Like, you're doing it. I'm right here driving. He's doing that. And I was like, what the fuck? I go run around the corner to get it. As I do, he stands up. He's like, I didn't do nothing. And I grab it. And I'm like, give me my lighter. He hands it back over to me. And then I have my lighter. And then I'm like, what the fuck do I want a crack lighter for? So I just haul off and I chuck it. I chuck it as far as I can. It goes over this fence and into these weeds. And he runs over and he's like, I didn't fucking do nothing to you. And he just runs over there, scatters away to go grab the crack lighter
again.
Just
cracks off into the night, bro.
Dude, he totally hoed me out. He fooled me. It was a bait and switch with the Marlboro box. He had it behind the Marlboro box.
He knew it was wrong because he squatted down.
Oh, he knew. Well, dude, and the way he looked at me, was so like, don't tell. You know, like just dinky. It was the worst.
Doing the elevator going
down. The worst.
Oh man. I'm going down some stairs.
God, I miss it though. It's part of that I miss. I saw. There's a time I had to let my dog out, and there's this little patch of grass. It's all parking lot, little patch in the middle, and a tree. And if you're coming down to it, on one side there's a big trash can, like a big disposable trash, and then down these steps, and that's where all the unhoused people go to, do their business, whatever. I've got my dog. She's starting to do circles. She's starting to squat down, and I feel like I'm being stared at. And I look around, I look left and right, nothing. And then I look over again, and I make eye contact with this he must have been like a 50-year-old white dude. His Arizona jeans to his ankles. He just squatted down, leaned up there, staring at me. He's just looking at me. And I was holding my dog, and I was like, are you going to use a bag? He just looks at me, and he's like, yeah. Thought, God bless that place, man.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hartside
Park, man. You know, it's funny. Every time there's like a taco truck event, a Christmas event, they magically just disappear.
They're gone.
Where
do they put them?
And I'm like, I just picture a van pulling up every time some dudes in ski masks hop on like,
oh, dude, yeah, they don't.
You got him off the street.
They don't do the white shirts anymore. Remember, it used to be people like orderlies. That's what they call the orderlies used to pop around, but now it's just ski masking them. That is true. They have like a little market downtown, and magically nobody around.
Whenever there's an event, they're gone. They got them out of there, and they're never at the market.
It's a grand conspiracy. They aren't.
They don't go down. It's right next to them. There's the basketball
court. That's a conspiracy.
And then
Where are they going? Where are the Heartside people
I think
going?
the homeless are just ex-downtown market employees. Like they fire them and get them on the street.
They're seasonal employees, maybe.
Draw business that way.
God. That is an interesting spot in town in Grand Rapids.
Where it's like you get to technically be downtown, but it's not real downtown.
No,
because they allow the homeless to be there.
It's the industrialized area, as they call it.
Man.
No, Grand Rapids is a good city. I mean, there's certain parts of it that get a little bit hectic. Other parts that don't.
Yeah,
Kia Boys
every
running.
city.
Kia Boys running loud and proud around in here.
No, Kia Boys are everywhere, man.
They got
get
like 9 of my friends
so
so far. Kia Boys can't be stopped.
Kia Boys, they got Haley 3 times.
That damn near, but they can't drive away because she drives stick. They don't know how to drive stick.
Oh, so they just just use her for practice.
So because you can apparently people don't know this. The Kia Boys, what they've been doing is it's like kids that are like they can be like 9 to 15. They're young kids a lot of times. And they break into
future engineers.
Yeah, future engineers. So the back right of these Kias from a certain year to a certain year, the back right window you can break without the alarm going on, and you can pull out the ignition switch. The whole ignition switch just pops right out, and it's connected by a USB port. So if you have a USB charger port, like just a regular one, the USB that plugs into it, you can put that in there and turn it just like a key. And so they can break the back right window, jump in, pull out the ignition switch and turn that thing on, and they run your car. And what these kids do is they steal your car, and then they drive to another place where there's another Kia, and they just do it again. And they do it over and over again. They done stole like fucking 30 cars every year.
They ain't
30,
flipping
40.
them. They ain't driving.
No, they're just flipping them from one to the next.
Yeah.
One of my friends, she got caught with it. And then they took it, drove it off to Lake Street, like 4 miles down the road, parked at a hotel or a apartment complex, and had it parked with the lights blinking like hazard lights, and stole one right next to it. And just drove. They probably drove that one back around to where they live.
It sounds fun.
It's criminal, but it's hilarious.
Sounds
in a lot of ways.
Like,
it is kind of fun.
It's got to be a good time. What are you gonna get? Juvie, misdemeanors?
Yeah,
like
come on. It's a slap on the wrist.
Like
you get to run around.
Just to be in a Kia.
Live a little.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? You don't got to worry about it. Plus, it's only a certain type. Yeah, Haley Potter, she was actually on episode 1 of the podcast. She has a Kia Soul, or I can't remember, whatever it is. Yeah, but
she has the hamster one.
The boxing one, yeah. And the hamster one. But she drives stick, so they always break her back right window, and then they can't drive it, so they just leave it. So she's just constantly replacing her window. It's just ironic and fun. These kids are just joshing, you know.
I like that they know where her car is too. They're just like, oh yeah, this is our favorite Kia. We come back to this neighborhood over and over again to get this Kia.
I bet you at this point they don't even get into the car; they just break the window to do it, just because that shit's funny.
Man,
it's not to her. But to others, possibly. No.
It's like on the internet, hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, the Kia Boys running around Grand Rapids pretty well. It's exciting.
It's a lot of successful ventures.
They do a good job
people
around
just
here.
Making it, man. Just making it.
And then craft beer,
Kia Boys,
and
comedy.
Furniture, comedy. Craft beer,
the
Kia
Trinity.
Boys,
the Holy Trinity.
Craft beer, Kia Boys, and comedy.
That's the Rock.
That's it. That's right, Rock. That's fantastic stuff, man. Yeah, so you got we got the Ionia show coming up. You got some shows in February you're doing as well?
Yeah, I got Scott Zank. I say it's put me on 3 different shows.
Shout out to Scott Zank.
Shout out Scott.
He does shows in like Ravenna.
Houghton, Ravenna, Muskegon.
Yeah.
Anywhere there's a VFW, you can find the Scott Zank show.
Scott's great.
Yeah,
Holland. Yeah, he does some Holland work too.
Yep.
Good man.
But I mean, Scott gave me my biggest payday in comedy. I made $2,500 off of Scott Zank's show. So
heck yeah, that was a competition that you won just a couple months ago, right?
Year-long comedy competition.
Yeah.
Grand prize was $2,500.
Yeah, and you crushed that thing, dude.
It,
hey, congrats, man.
When did that happen?
December.
Oh man, how did I miss
Yeah.
Or was it November?
Yeah, well, I think you missed it, and this is no offense, but it's a year long.
Yeah,
that's how all the shows are. Because like, dude.
I figured I would have seen a post or something. I just didn't see a post about it.
Man, my algorithm is I'm so poor at posting on Facebook that whenever I do now, nobody sees it unless you already watch me a month. So like, I have to post regularly. So even when I posted it, it was like 50 likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like instead of like when I was posting regularly and taking pictures and it was everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm lazy about it.
Well, we'll try to boost the algorithm a little bit, as our old boy Benny would say. We'll boost it.
Benny the Boost Rodriguez.
Heck
man.
yeah. Boost it up. Yeah, that's nice. Scott's got some great shows. Are you headlining some of them?
Yeah, so I'm headlining one on the 24th, which I think is at Dave's Tavern in Houghton. I could have this wrong. The new one he has at Rum Runners, I'm hosting that one. And then I'm featuring at the other one on the 18th or the 17th.
Very cool.
So
Yeah,
it's nice. It's nice, man.
That is going to be a fun run, man.
He constantly pays you. And that's the most important thing.
And that's what we love about
that's
it.
the
Scott
best.
does a good job. There's some great comics around Muskegon comics as well. Like Ryan Fitzgerald does a really good job running shows at Pinkrest as well.
Those small town rooms, man.
Yeah.
Like going to a small town used to be real nerve wracking when I started comedy because I'm like, oh, there's not gonna be no black people here, and I was right.
So right.
Almost every single time.
So right.
And a lot of pickups, a lot of F-150s, but like after a while, man, I was like, oh, I like doing these rooms. Cause like you guys won't vote in my interest, but we'll have fun tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll get drunk and have a good time. And be like, wow, that nigger was a good time.
Jesus Christ.
Every time I go to Reed City, that's the vibe I feel like we left with. Everybody comes up.
Oh man, you know,
Nobody even says it to
I
me.
can't tell you.
Every comic coming to me, but like, so as soon as you left, they started saying it a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like, damn.
Well, me being somebody who, I have to say this, planting a flag here. I can't tell you how much it warms my heart being somebody who's from Everett, that's only 11 miles east of there, to hear that you feel like Reed City's the most racist in the state. That just makes me feel good. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel happy.
I'm glad that's what you took from that.
Also,
Everett is the best night I've had in comedy.
Hey,
ironically
shout
enough.
out, baby.
Shout
that
out
is a
to
fun
Everett.
night.
That was the best night I've ever had in comedy.
But when you're talking about working those rooms, I will say too, you have a very good comedic craft for those rooms as well, though. Like your joke structure is really well done, and we were talking about this also on the way over. But you have a real ability to talk about things from alternative perspectives that make people laugh. So like you can get on a specific topic that may be a hot button issue for people, but the way you express the angle and the way that you approach it is one that everybody can jump in for. You also do a good job of denying it first, right? Like getting the ooh and the not sure if they want it.
Yeah.
And then looping them back in. So you have a very inviting comedic style for those rooms, despite them being very white and flannel.
Yeah, it's like I have fake porcupines. It's like I have fake spikes. People come up like, that's horrible what you just said. And I'm like, I know. And then here you go.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay.
Like your school shooters bit.
Yeah, mass shooter.
I'm sorry.
I don't specify schools.
That's right. There you go. There's that word choice.
Shootings
that beautiful
mass.
word choice.
Shootings in mass.
No. But yeah, man, it's always fun working those smaller rooms. Big rooms always is fun too. But the small town ones, that's my favorite.
There's just a weird thing about small towns where you can go off your script a lot. You know, like you go off your script a lot. You talk to people a little more like people. Like if you get rowdy with them, they respect you for it.
Yeah,
I like that. Like if you go to Grins and you like really shit on them, they don't like it as much. You can, but like there's a level where they're just like, I'm actually too good for this. I'm actually don't think
I'm one of the good whites. I don't appreciate
$5
this.
to be here, sir. Like, you know, and then you got some drunks at a bar in Reed City who are just like. I was like, all right, you said a lot of shit about us. We're gonna say it back. And this is like, but they're having a good time with it.
Yeah.
When you did the joke where you were auctioning shit off, and I was like, when I first took a show from Joe in this town, and I heard that there was gonna be an auction, I was like, we're auctioning what now?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we gotta
be careful.
Clear.
Yeah.
And then I realized y'all pay money. What, $2,000 for a picture? I think it was.
Yeah, it was. For one of those things, yeah.
There was like $2,000 for a picture. And I was like, oh, man, sign me up, bro.
Signed Lions photos and stuff. We were auctioning stuff in the back. For the Everett Promise, by the way, that goes to the Everett Promise Plus. That's the foundation.
They got a streaming service?
Well, that's the whole group. It's Everett Promise Plus. So anybody that graduates from Everett with a high enough GPA but doesn't have a lot of income help financially gets help from the Everett Promise. But dude, we do that every year and raise some good money for it. It's an exciting time.
20,000 last time?
Yeah, almost 25. It was a good time. Great oldies. Lots of auctioned off items. Lots of people getting drunk and reselling buck hunting
shrooms,
times
limos.
and fishing license and going out deep fishing and stuff like that. It was fun, man.
Did you talk with Ben about his trip to God that night?
Oh my Lord, Ben Bradshaw?
Yeah.
No, we didn't talk about his journey to the other side. But boy did he.
You ever see somebody get blown away by card tricks?
Yeah, but it was when somebody first trips on mushrooms, it's not a good idea to change a few things. Number one, for him, it was in a unique setting because it was not in a place where we all are.
No,
but it was
town.
people he knew, so that made it actually a little bit more uncanny,
We're in a
like
log
a
cabin.
dream,
Yeah.
right? And then in the midst of him going up on the first time he's ever tripped, Cam Honeyacre's doing card tricks for him and doing, is this your card? Blowing the poor kid's mind, melted his brain for like 2.5 hours, made him not trust us for drinking water.
Stop.
It was a good time.
It was beautiful.
It was. It was an art.
And I say Joe Johnson was drunker than drunk.
That was a fun night.
It was a beautiful night, man.
I believe, if I recall, he went swimming late at the Super 8 Motel in Everett.
There's this.
He went in and checked into his room and then dove into the pool. He was on one of
He's
those.
having
It
a
was
real
good night.
BoJack night.
That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
Joe does have a few BoJack nights here and there. Yeah. Oh my God, it was good stuff. Well, shoot, man. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming onto the show and pitching the vids and pitching the things that you're gonna be on, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Always,
It's
bro.
good times. Good times. And yeah, please just remind everybody where it's going to be for Scott Zank one more time. It's he does shows in Ravenna and Houghton and Muskegon. Doesn't have to be specific, but just
So,
make sure we
hold
get
on, let me
some
get it right.
exact spot so we can maybe get some tickets to him. Old Scott's a good man. And you're right. He is like a walking CCR like music. I just hear like
What is CCR?
Fortunate Son, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh, okay. You said that was such.
Oh,
you're like, well,
that's
obviously
true.
you know CCR.
Yeah, that was one of those cross-culture moments.
Wasn't Creed from The Office actually in Creedence Clearwater Revival?
He was in a bluegrass band, but not Creedence.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, that was Creedence was John Fogerty and his brother Stu, and another palling up of two other white guys.
What's crazy is I know I've heard a song by them, but I wouldn't know them as CCR.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. You don't know the acronym for the very white band from the 60s? Oh shoot. But yeah,
So it's Rum Runners in Muskegon, February 10th. Scott
Okay.
Zank. And the others, I don't have the location for sure.
That's all
So I
right.
just know it's on the 24th and 19th.
yeah.
But
And we'll check out your info too. What do you
say the main
handles?
thing really right now, yeah, check me out on Skinny Fat Dude 1 everywhere. TikTok, say X, Threads.
X, that's fucked up.
Fucking stupid.
That's so fucked up.
If you got to say Twitter, like that's
Yeah,
so-
dude, I was going to say, I don't care what Elon says. I don't care how rich you are. It's
the worst
Twitter.
mistake we ever made was giving Elon any kind of power. It's like we should have kept him in an office somewhere building shit for us.
What's he trying to do with it?
Make it extreme. I don't know.
What is it for now?
It's like 3D Doritos. It's just in your
Like
face. now.
everyone has a right. He's just so weird because he's so mechanical and goofy. And the hills he dies on, he's like, everyone has a right to mechanical pornography. You're like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, man. As an autistic person, I believe. As an autistic person, I think I still don't get it. Like even watching, I'm like, that's not autism. That's something else.
No, it's petty.
Yeah. Is it?
It's petty.
It's
The
pettyism.
man has two different programs. One that has electric cars, and he has another one that has reusable, re-landing rockets. And then he has a third venture where he attacks trolls and wants to restructure how people talk shit to each other
on Twitter.
and look at porn on social media. It just is a fucking weird fourth priority.
He's a man of balance.
He's a man,
He's a man of balance.
He's more balanced than I am.
I say, but yeah, check me out, a Skinny Fat Dude 1 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I say also this Saturday, what is it, at 8 p.m.?
Yeah, this Saturday, 8
At
p.m.
the
Ionia.
Ionia Theater in Ionia, Michigan. They say the Lit Comedy Show. That's gonna be a fun.
That's gonna be a
believe
blast.
That's gonna be nuts. I love a good large crowd theater room.
Absolutely.
Got a good energy going, man. So, because you know me, I can build off anybody else's energy, but my own. My own is just like,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm usually like,
No,
Okay.
we're gonna roll with it. That's gonna be a fun ass night.
that's gonna be a great night.
But yeah, thank you again for coming on to the show. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having
Good to
me.
see
Thanks
ya.
for giving me
Yeah,
6, Kyle.
For sure. Yeah, you paid for
You
him.
did your part, man. You really did.
Have a good one, guys. We'll catch you in the next episode.